So on Tuesday, Ugandans woke up to a very strange headline. Yeah, Uganda signs a deal with the U.S. to receive deported migrants. Yeah, first of all, Ugandans didn't even know about this deal. The parliament didn't approve it. Nobody voted. Not even a WhatsApp group poll. Yeah, imagine that. Your government just casually signs a deal to import America's leftovers.
Ugandans have continued their criticism of the recent deportation deal between their government and the United States. The East African nation is now being put forward as a possible location for high-profile detainee Kilma Abrego Garcia.
Yeah, it's like finding out that your roommate just ordered 200 used mattresses and they're all arriving at your door. And the big question Ugandans are asking is why? Why would Uganda want deported migrants from America? You know, America is basically outsourcing its immigration problem like, hey, Uganda, could you babysit these people? We'll throw in some handshakes and maybe Trump was dancing video. Nailed it. We don't need that. We don't need that video after all, right? Here's the funny part. This deal is actual good news for Uganda's President Museveni. It takes political pressure off him. He has been in power for nearly 40 years. This man has survived the coup, sanction, protest, and Cardi B's entire career. But since somehow deported migrants from Texas are his secret weapon? Now Ugandans are like, wait, we can't import fuel, we can't import electricity, but we can import deportees? Priorities, baby, priorities. Priorities. And think about the migrants themselves. Imagine you have lived in America for years. You have got the accent, the Jordan, the Spotify subscription, and then the ICE knocks at your door. Sir, get out! You're going to Uganda! Man, that's not deportation. That's teleportation. Seriously. Also, who explained Uganda to these deportees? Are they being told the truth? Or the IC just told them, don't worry, Uganda is basically Miami with more goats. And I love how Museveni's government didn't even bother asking the parliament because the parliament would have said no. Or at least ask for allowance. Imagine the speaker. Honorable members, we're now discussing whether to accept 5,000 deportees from United States. And remember, there will be per dime if you vote yes. Yeah. Meanwhile, ordinary Ugandans are like, wait, so America can deport people to us, but cannot give us visa to them? Because American embassy rejects visa application like a bad Tinder date, but they're shipping in deportees like Amazon Prime. And America's hypocrisy is real. They keep lecturing African leaders about democracy and transparency, and then they sneakily sign a deal with one of the most authoritarian presidents in Africa. It's like America is saying, we don't support dictatorships except when they're carrying our luggage. And Museveni doesn't care. He's been ruling for so long, his beard has seniority in the parliament. Yeah, he will say yes to anything as long as to buy him time. Yeah, America is like, here, take these deportees. And Museveni is like, cool. Just make sure you don't hold elections. Yeah, that's the deal. But let's give credit where credit is due. President Museveni might have overruled Uganda for too long, but he gave Ugandans one thing that they have been taken for granted, but it's the most important thing, the peace. Because if you wake up early in the morning and check the international news headlines, you learn to appreciate what you have in Uganda, right? President Museveni is the great leader. He's a great leader. He's a strong leader, because I want you to know that no leader is going to give you money. No leader is going to feed you. But a leader can actually destroy you. But you have peace. Now you can struggle, do everything. Sometimes I always tell it to myself, it's better to struggle in peace than, struggle than enjoying in chaos. So, yeah, he's always going to get my credit for one thing. When I was young, I used to not get this, but I used to think all the people are just like, we have peace with peace, but I didn't understand them. But right now, if you wake up and check international news and what's happening elsewhere around the world, you will learn to appreciate Uganda. Anyway, let's go on. And wait, how are these deportees going to integrate? Uganda is already struggling with the high unemployment. What are the job ads going to say? Wanted, former U.S. deportee, must be fluent in English and disappointment. And by the way, Uganda already hosts over 1 million refugees from across Africa. And they are managing it with limited resources. But now America is like, yeah, move over South Sudan. We are sending you John from Brooklyn who overstayed his visa. This deal is said, even the deportees are like, yo, at least send us to Ghana. They have a year of return. You know, Uganda is only offering decades of regret. And here's the kicker. Ugandans were not even consulted. And this is the same country where people protest for potholes, high prices, and health care. Now, imagine them reacting to, imported deportees. Right? People are like, please, President, fix our roads and then fix your immigration deals. In the end, you know who wins? President Museveni. He gets to tell Americans, look, I'm helping you with your migrant problem, so please don't tweet about my dictatorship. Yeah, it's basically hush money paid in deportees. So Uganda is now America's lost and found department. Yeah, you overstay your visa in Atlanta? Don't worry. Next stop, Kampala. At this rate, the national slogan should change from "For God and my country" to "For God, my country, and American deportees."